Hey guys, unfortunately, I got some bad news. I ran into some audio quality issues for the next couple of videos. I didn't catch it until after these videos were already done. The good news is, by the time you're watching this video or this upload, I will have already fixed the issue. So just bear with me through the next couple of videos, and we can get right back on track. With that being said, let's go ahead and get started.
Ain't that me?
And you could think that she wasn't.
I know what it is.
How do you know what it is?
Because I'm there.
What's she doing right now? FaceTime.
Home.
FaceTime.
Home.
FaceTime.
Home with my
FaceTime
kids.
your
FaceTime
nigga. FaceTime your nigga.
Did something happen? Because she is like being like really combative. Did something happen in earlier in another episode or something? I don't know.
Let's see.
What does this prove?
Let's see what he doing. Hey. What you doing? I know that's right. All right then, babe. On the podcast, do you think I'm a trick? Huh? You don't know yet. Oh, Mari, don't fucking play me. His birthday coming up, y'all. You embarrassing me.
Welcome back to Money, Marriage, and Media. Today we are looking for 1,000 subscribers as we're going ahead and check out Daily Wrap-Up Crew. Let's go. Girls Trip is secret code for this.
That was a good conversation. I
I think
appreciate
so,
that.
too.
Listen, next topic I got to get into is why do women feel comfortable having sex with men on vacations, but they don't feel as comfortable having sex with men in their own like city?
So you saying when you meet
I
a
know-
man randomly?
I know a lot of women that go to Jamaica and they be fucking them niggas in Jamaica on their
Not all
vacation trip. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying in general, I do know women that, you know, that will go and indulge in those activities when they go on these girls trips. Like, you know what I'm saying? So why do you think women are so comfortable indulging in those type of activities when they go on these girls trips?
Now that's something I can't speak on because I don't
I
have
think
sex with
you
men.
gotta have an answer,
I
right?
can't speak on that.
Yeah, I
but
can't
I think
speak on
women
it.
who do it, they're just living out their wildest fantasy. They do it where they can't be judged by other people. Where
She
where
can't speak on it, but she's speaking on it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I've
yeah.
never done it, but
Yeah.
I imagine that's what they're going through. They can go away and live out their wildest fantasy. Is not going to get back to the state where people going to judge them. Women can't do anything without being judged. It's nothing we can do. Men, you can go out and you can have sex with a random woman anywhere,
get
and
judged
you're
too.
going to be praised for it.
Yeah,
but
that's
as a
still a judgment.
woman, I'm not saying we got to do it with everyone, but we can, if we want to choose to do it this day, why are we a hoe for that?
Gotta love these gender war talking points, right? Well, men can do it too. What percentage of men are actually able to do that, though? Just go have sex with random women at the drop of a hat. What percentage of men are able to do that? You see how we got to start breaking this stuff down again when women usually say that, because they are looking. This is how you tell who has like ultra high standards, because that's all the men that they see is the men that are able to do that. And it's like, that's the best. When women start talking like that, it's a plain, is the example. It's clear as day that they have no knowledge or very little knowledge of the male experience. So even with her complaining about that, it's the chances of her, I'm just going to say it, the chances of her being a wife, probably not going to happen. Because most women who, and you can check this in, it's just a sociological theory of mine, is that women who tend to have knowledge of the male experience, they usually have been in some kind of long-term commitment, or they're married. Why? Because relationships take work. So you have to be able, and that means that you have to compromise. But if you're not willing to put yourself in the other person's shoes and try and understand the way they think, then you're never going to, it's not going to work. And this is the rhetoric that you see when women start talking like that. That's a big indicator of they have very little knowledge of the male experience.
Because
I might just want to feel good. I might not feel good where I'm at. This one moment is to myself. I feel good in this moment. Why am I being judged for it?
I think you got to go with the opposite sex values. Like I always say that men get called hoes all the time, but the thing is, women reward men that's hoes. You get what I'm saying? Men do not reward women that's hoes. That's the difference.
Point.
Y'all will know that man is fucking mad, and y'all don't hold that against him. Men will know, like, yo, you a hoe. Not you, but I'm saying that some women. I was pointing over it. I didn't mean you. I'm just saying women would know that some men would know that some women would hoes and be like, nah, I ain't fucking with her. Like, you get what I'm saying? So it's a different level of accountability that we hold the opposite sex to. Like, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, more women held men accountable for being hoes, it would change. But since y'all reward them for being hoes, they're gonna continue. See, and this is why.
Double standard.
And a nigga should love bitches that's a hoe.
Double
Yeah.
standards, you know.
Yeah, when
Yeah, and take note that it is a double standard. But my argument is that, okay, if we're going to call out that double standard, what about the rest of them that benefit women? See, again, this is why I say some of you've asked why I keep watching this channel, because they just get these young girls on here that don't know nothing. Again, one of the major talking points that I use as far as improving the community, it's a social construct that's broken. We need to do a better job of raising our kids, because when they get to the age of these women here, they're not mature enough in the art of relationships and maintaining a relationship. This is prime examples of we have to do better. Because you can tell by the way, like I said before, they have no knowledge of the male experience. Well, how are you going to be able to get married? How are you going to stay married if you're not willing to work with the person that you're married to? There has to be some give and take in there. If you're still bringing up, you and your spouse can't be doing the gender war in your bedroom, every night. Because that stuff is dumb. Again, we still need each other. So why are we going back and forth with these endless topics? This is why it's important that this is why it's important that we actually look at these things and start breaking these topics down. See what's really going on here and try and follow me here, right? I have no statistic to back this up, but usually when women start making arguments like this, it's a defense mechanism. Usually it's revolved around something that is not flattering to women that they don't want to talk about. I guess you could call it a deflection. But this is one of the go-to conversations. That's why I said we have to be able to break these down so we can get to the real issues. Now, what's the real issue? Well, we may not get there because we're stuck in the gender war. But for you guys watching on, at home or wherever, now you know that what's really going on here is that, okay, let's not spend hours upon hours making this argument about promiscuity. Well, how come men don't get it, ridiculed, but women do? Men and women the same? No. Okay, so we don't think the same, we don't act the same, we're not biologically the same. So why are we trying to use the same standards for each other? Doesn't make sense.
Benefit you, like, of course.
I think as humans we always go with what benefits us, but I can't really speak for the out of the country girls trips. I've never done that before. I'd rather live out my wildest fantasies at home.
Okay. What about you in the middle? You got anything to say on this, or?
I mean, that's why this is why they say the flight attendant shorties is the
while we're on the subject, again, it's another gender war talking point, is that we give these extreme examples. Most women don't leave the country. Again, and then there's a small group that has left the country, and then we're taking a fraction of that who are leaving the country for sexual escapades. Most women who leave the country is because they're going on some kind of trip. Most of the time, it's with a guy. There are girls' trips that leave the country, yeah, but then you're talking about a small percentage, because there's a reason why the women travel in groups to places. The biggest one is security. But you expecting that woman to leave the country, she go out of the country with the group, and then abandon that group to go hook up with some random guy. Most women are just not that brave. Now, again, small selection. So the question it becomes, if it's such a small selection, why do we consistently talk about it? Something to think about.
Tricky is the date because they out there flying
They
in,
top
mingling
five,
all across the
But you
not
want to
world.
know
today.
something too? Remember earlier you said like, what about the girls who think the niggas got money? They dummies. So when you traveling to these different places, these men can put on this persona because you're here for 3 days. I could be Bill Gates for 3 days. I could hold
Nah,
that.
there's no way
Their
you
whole-
going.
Their whole purpose is to go get fucked.
Yeah, there's
by
no way you
random
going to
dudes.
Jamaica and you were just
Yeah.
looking at a nigga like, yeah,
No,
he got the
I
bag.
went
Like,
to
you know what I'm saying?
Dubai.
Shout
I
out to
went to
Jamaica.
Dubai.
That's Dubai.
No,
We
hold
talking-
on, I'm not done. It was a man from London, so this don't count. You ain't even let me.
All right, go ahead, man. Go ahead. You went to Dubai. Nigga from London.
Did he do on you? Because that's what they doing in Dubai.
No,
I
this
gotta
is not
ask.
me. I had a man at home. I have a man at home. I really don't get this stuff out of the country.
Oh, okay.
But I went to Dubai with a friend, and she met this man in the club. He bought shots or whatever, and she automatically think like, "Oh, he got money." I said, "Friend, be careful because we here for 3 days. He could be whoever he want to be for 3 days." So she like, when we left, she was on the phone with him. They was talking. He like, "I could fly you back to Dubai for a week, put you up, what you want, have you a personal driver, woo 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 woo." And I'm like, friend, be careful because he could be putting on the show. She like, I just can't wait to go back to Dubai, boom, boom, boom. When it's time to get the flight, he disappeared. So I'm saying these bitches can go out of town and get fucked off of somebody, off of a thought
So he
that
fucked.
they think he is. No, he didn't fuck.
Uh-oh.
I'm just saying.
That's why she ain't get the flight confirmed.
You don't know that anyway.
What was the point of that story? What was the point of bringing that up? That had nothing to do with the topic. It's just an example of, I want to talk. She's talking to hear something because that had nothing to do with it. They sitting there talking about girls' trips to Jamaica, and then she bring for sex, and then she bring up a trip that's not to Jamaica and has nothing to do with sex. Got to get good at breaking down deflections when people are trying to drag you, trying to keep you in the gender war. Stay on topic because that was a whole waste of time.
Transaction they go through.
I think that is true what you said.
Yeah.
Because women have made it so known that money is a very big thing to them,
Except
right?
for when they're on vacation.
So a guy, where we constantly hear that. So guys, of course, if we look like we have money, then you automatically gonna be more open to me or more receptive to me. So of course we're gonna play a charade because we
Yeah.
know that's gonna get us closer to the
For
pussy
3 days,
than if we
yeah.
just looking like a regular. You know what I mean? Like, so that's how
It's
it
all a
goes sometimes.
charade, but see me, I can't. I know how to pick 'em.
Money is like wigs for like guys. Like that's how we use as our enhancement. Like we use that as the enhancements. Women use the wigs, we use makeups, BBLs as the enhancements
Man.
to attract the guys. Like you know
And I
what I'm
want you
saying?
to
Like
come enhanced.
so Ju, what do you think about this, man? About the women as
And what quality of women are you attracting when you do that? Guys, sound off in the comments because you attract the very women that most of us say we don't want.
flying out and
I just said. I mean, I think. I'm saying, man.
This
I'm
your
just,
first time that you.
am I
Yeah, because I don't wanna
nigga Bobby Smurder now. Like I'm saying,
I'm just tired of women just slinging that pussy around. I'm tired of it.
Tired of women
Do you have
in
a
general.
girlfriend, wife,
Yeah,
spouse?
yes, and she not slinging pussy.
What how she did back in the day?
Nope.
How you know?
Because she spent most of her life with me.
Just because she spent most of that life with you, that 2% she was slanging that pussy.
Nah, I mean, you could think that. I mean,
And you could think that she wasn't.
I
Well,
know
yeah,
what it
never-
is.
How do you know what it is?
Because I'm there.
What's she doing right now? FaceTime.
Home.
FaceTime.
Home.
FaceTime.
Home with my kids.
FaceTime your nigga. FaceTime your nigga.
Did something happen? Because she is like being like really combative. Did something happen earlier in another episode or something? I don't know.
FaceTime the nigga.
Let's see.
What does this prove?
Let's see what he doing. Hey. What you doing? I know that's right. All right then, babe. On the podcast, do you think I'm a trick? Huh? You don't know yet. Oh, Mari, don't fucking play me. His birthday coming up, y'all. You embarrassing me.
Yo, she said she flew you out the country, my boy. That's true? She said she flew you out the country to see the clear water. That was true? Oh, all right. I respect it. I respect it.
He only said he don't know if I'm a trick because he waiting on that March 8th to come around. Like, you're going to have a good birthday.
Should, King.
As you
As you
should.
should.
Oh,
Do I treat you good,
Don't
baby?
give it up
Be
too
honest.
easy, King.
Do I treat you good?
Make her fight for it.
Since day one, have
Wow.
I treated you first?
This is
I respect it. Like,
what is he supposed to say in that situation? The better question is, how is she coming on the podcast and he knew nothing about it? How close are they? I'm gonna want to know if my wife is going to a podcast with 3 guys. I want to know about that. And it's not no, she gonna call me and then I'm gonna say, well, what you doing? What? No, you going to hang out with 3 guys on the show? Okay, I need to be in the loop. Who are these guys? And where is it at? Like, that's just common courtesy. But again, they not married. So clearly they're not married. And well, look, let's just keep going because I don't want to.
And I'm doing my big one for his birthday, like big one.
What you
like,
got planned?
This not gonna roll up to after his birthday.
It's
right?
not.
All right, so this is what I'm doing. I'm buying him some Louis Vuitton luggage to start, and then I'm all of my friends and all of his friends flying out to a mansion. It's like a 11 bedroom, 12 bathroom, 13 bathrooms, 2 more bathrooms and bedrooms house. All they gotta do is get there. So I need them to get there by 12 p.m. So when they get there, while they doing that, I'm gonna have brunch at my house for him, like with all the smoke and the brunch and the chef, massage and everything. Then I'm gonna show him his Louis Vuitton luggage. It's gonna be packed with all his clothes. He don't have to pack nothing. Show up. We gonna fly to the house. He not gonna know where he going. So fly to the house and walk in. Surprise! Whatever. All of his friends is already gonna be there. We're gonna have mimosas and bullshit, swimsuit party with my friends, shaking that ass for his friends.
oh shit!
Shaking that ass for his friends.
That's my nigga. I hope I get the invitation.
Yeah, shaking that ass for his friends. I got us 2. We're gonna go to Universal Studios and Volcano Bay. It's a water park and another music park. Then I got a dinner planned. I'm gonna get him some buffs, Cartier's frames. Yeah, so that's what I'm doing for his birthday.
Shout out to him.
Yeah, shout out to him, man. Like,
Don't shout him out. Because he ain't married. They're not married. You don't spend all that money on that and you're still not married. Well, maybe she don't want to get married. But even then, I'm not spending that. I would never let my wife spend that kind of money on me. We not married? No, you don't need to be spending that. No, you need to save your money. Because there are too many other things that we need to be concerned about. Because marriage-minded men are thinking about family first. Okay, if we get married, where we gonna live at? I ain't trying to do this apartment stuff forever. We need to look into buying a house. But you can't do that if she didn't blew all that money on a trip. Y'all going out of state, renting a mansion and all this other stuff. See, this is what I mean when I say that we need to do a better job of raising our kids, because the level of mental maturity is just not there as it relates to relationships. Family planning, it is an all-time low. We're doing stuff like what she's talking about. Then all of a sudden you get married and you realize that, oh, wait, you know what? We might want to have kids, and we want those kids to go to college. And then we got to buy, they got to get a driver's license and a car. And then, we got to, it'd be interesting to see, so when I worked in financial services, a lot of times, every now and then you get somebody like that. And I have to ask them, oh, okay, so what's the exact dollar amount that you need to have saved up for when you want to retire so that you never have to work again? Because they'll tell you they're good. And she thinks she all good, but I'm going ahead and tell you now, they in the state of New York. We did this before, where we're going to, well, you know what? Let's keep going, because we
you know
yeah.
what I'm saying? Shout out to you, man, because that's the most I ever heard a woman ever do for her nigga. I'll be honest with you. Like, you know what I'm
That's just
saying?
the
Like,
start. That's just the start.
Just to start. Listen, man, getting back to this topic, right? Shit. You know what's crazy about that? I find it very hypocritical that, because we talked about the passport bros, the whole concept of men going outside the states to find, marriageable women or whatever the case is. But someone will say that, men are going to these other countries to specifically have sex with, these other women because they feel like they're third world and whatever the case is, right? Mm-hmm. But it's hypocritical because some women do the exact same thing when they go on these girls trips. They're over there fucking the locals, you know what I mean? And now they sexually liberal. Now they can do their wildest dreams, getting their back blown out. Yo, was that one video we had?
No, even better. Stella got her groove bag. Groove bag.
I love a good Stella.
That shit been happening since way back.
Remember I said that to somebody that got mad? Who was it, Tiana?
I think we was out of town.
I said that to one of my friends that got mad. But no, when I went and took my nigga out the country, I wanted him to fuck a bitch and let me watch so he could live his wildest fantasies. Like, I give a hard pass. I'm all for a hard pass. I'm like, when we go out here, you can, strap it up, wrap it up.
Where do they make you? Like, what the fuck?
Now you like
that's because you didn't explain it all the way through. Yeah. They think you just dating and
that stuff don't work. See, this is why fathers are so important, because there's no way I would let my daughter do all that stuff for a guy. Where's the ring? Like, when you get married, you doing all these trips and you taking him out of town, and it's okay for him to y'all don't have, you got a loose version of commitment going on there. Where if everything is smooth as she say it is, if everything is good as she say it is, where's the marriage? But hey, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they don't want kids. She don't want no kids, and y'all just out here screwing each other.
Men spending the money on you, you're not giving nothing in return. That's what they used to see.
I give an experience from the top to the bottom.
You gotta let them know it come with it. You up here, you can't date nobody down here. It's gonna be a problem. They gotta meet you halfway or be a little bit above you. Because
not halfway. They gotta meet me where I'm at.
It's gonna be a conflict.
Yeah, but no, that's something I would love to
do. What he did for your birthday?
For my birthday, he took me to a courtside game. He got me everything I wanted. As far as gifts, I love a bag. I get bags, shoes, whatever. And then he took me to a room and it had a pool downstairs, and stuff like that.
Okay. That very much sounds like both sides are reciprocating the energy. Yeah. Sometimes when we have these conversations, it very much sounds one-sided.
Like women want everything.
I want you to spend your money on me, so I don't have to spend my own money on myself. Like, you get what I'm saying? Yeah. We always hear women, your bag is my bag, and my bag is my bag. Like, that very much sounds one-sided. But what you explained very much sounds like.
Well, that's not what she explained in the beginning.
In the beginning, it didn't sound like
that. But you were in depth on how he had to spend his cash.
Exactly. Because when you come around, I'm going to set my expectations. But that perspective is fucking up the women who think they should follow. They should follow what they need to follow. Don't look up to me.
Okay, say that too before you say all that.
Don't look up to me, because in the end, I'm always
say, is this thing going? Yeah, I'm about to say some stupid wild shit. Don't listen to me.
Is this thing on? I'm about to say some real ass shit. Listen.
No.
What makes you happy? Go in with expectations that you.
That's horrible advice. That's horrible advice. She gave him some bad examples there, because again, most women want to be married. So, where's y'all doing all this stuff for each other? You done spent X amount of dollars, exponentially more money than the cost of an engagement ring. Why is that? Is she the woman that man wants to marry? I don't know. To me, it doesn't sound like it. To me, she's giving off the vibe that she's the fun time girl and they out there having fun. But ultimately, there's a problem with that, because again, as women get older, they tend to want to settle down. Well, if you done gone through all this wild stuff with another man, and now I come along and I'm husband material and I'm looking for a wife and you looking for a husband, and now I'm looking at this other guy that you done did all this stuff with. Okay, well, what does that leave? Where does that leave me as far as me giving you new experiences? Why don't I just go find somebody else who hadn't been through all that stuff? See, this is the problem, because this is why I would question, who is vetting this guy for her? This is why fathers are so important. We got to do a better job of raising our kids. Because there's no way I'm going to let my daughter do all that stuff for a guy. I don't care what he's doing for her. No, you need to say that for your husband. When's the wedding? Because you're going to go through all that and then not get married. Well, what was the point then? But like I said, hey, I could be wrong, because if they may not be trying to get married, maybe she don't want to have any kids. If that's the case, then, one of these days we got to have a conversation about the cost of protection. Because as a father, it is my job, it's my duty to protect my family. That includes my wife and my kids. But at a certain age, we just need to give up protection, and you just go do what you want to do. So maybe I have to make that video. That we definitely need to have that conversation, because like I said, the concept is broken in our community about, the way we raise our kids, the vetting process, the protection thing. We got to start breaking that. We got to have those conversations. But the whole point of this video is that we came across some gender war talking points. And again, we got to start breaking these concepts down so that we can move past them. Because as long as we keep butting heads over this thing, well, men are promiscuous, and how come they don't get they don't get any flack for it, but women do? First off, most men are not promiscuous like that. That's only a small percentage. Secondly, men and women aren't the same. People don't respect things that's easy. When you're a woman having sex, it's easy. It's easy to find somebody to have sex with. That's why it's not respected. When you're a guy opening a door for a woman, it's easy. So when you don't do it, it's looked at, well, wait a minute. You're stronger. Why aren't you opening the door for me? I don't know. Look, this stuff is, you watch too much of this stuff, you start to get confusing, because it's like, wait a minute, is this reality here? In this case, it wasn't, because we're talking about women who are going out of the country and having sex with random guys, the locals. And it's like, most women have not left the country. And then the ones that do, that's a small percentage who are willing to actually vacate their security blanket, i.e. their friend group, and go off with a man that they just met to have sex with. We're going to leave it there. I'm going to say goes to the next time. Peace.